everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. Welcome back. It's a second live video today. Make sure my mic is still on. Let's see, can you guys hear me? Yep, I still have audio. I am good. All right. Uh-oh. It says my internet connection is not fast enough and my stream has been lowered. My quality, man. See if I can get that back up. Oh well, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Well, I wanted to I wanted to talk today about excuse me. They had, for those of you who don't know, they had the Made by Pixel event today where they announced, you know, some new AI features, but they also announced 4 new Pixel devices. And actually, I should have those ready for you, but since I don't, because I just sort of threw this together, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pull up a new window here and bring up the Google page here so you guys can check it out. So let me see if I can get this Google excuse me, the Google store open here for you so you can check it out. And for those of you who haven't seen it, this is it. You're gonna have 4 new devices. You're gonna have the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Google Pixel 9 Pro, the Google Pixel 9, and the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So, and these are all gonna have Gemini, which is their AI assistant. That's all. They're all gonna have that built in. Now, the main difference between these different devices, if we look at the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL, is just gonna be the size. So, if we go through here and we look at it, you're gonna see when we look at the tech specs on here that almost everything, you're gonna have some different colors. You have different colors there, but you'll notice that most of what you're going to get is going to be the same, except on the Pixel Pro, the Pixel 9 Pro, you're going to get a 6.3-inch screen. On the XL, you're going to get a 6.8-inch screen, so you're going to get a larger display there. You're also going to have a little bit heavier device because obviously it's bigger, but you're still going to get, look at that, 24-hour plus battery life, 100 hours battery life with extreme battery saver. You are going to get a little bit bigger battery with the XL version because it's going to be a larger phone. It can accommodate a bigger battery. You're going to get fast wireless charging, key certified. But when you look at this, when you look at the main specs that matter, both come with 16 gigs of RAM. You can get them both in the same storage capacities. They're both going to have the Google Tensor G4. They're both going to have that Titan M2 security coprocessor. So you're going to get basically everything the same with the Pixel Pro and the Pixel Pro XL. And that was one thing I think a lot of people said they wanted. They wanted to have all the features of a Pro phone, but they wanted to have it in a smaller form factor, and Google gave that this year. As you can see, the cameras are identical. You're going to get everything the same with the different cameras, except you're just going to get it in a smaller form factor. So you no longer have to go out and buy a huge, gigantic phone in order to get the best cameras if you get a Pixel Pro or a Pro XL. So yeah, and it does say, and this right here, this part's a little deceiving. It says 8K video recording at 30 frames a second powered by Video Boost. You're not actually getting 8K video. You're getting 4K video, and then they're sending it out to their servers to have it AI upscaled to 8K. Now, I don't know if there's any limitations on there because I haven't actually used the service. I know that it exists, so I don't know if there's any limits on the length of the video or how much video you can submit for the Video Boost. I'm not really sure, but as we talk about some of the things that that matter, as far as you know, the differences between the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the Galaxy Z Fold 6. One of those big differences is that the Z Fold 6 actually has 8K video natively on board. So you don't actually have to send it out anywhere. You just put it in 8K video mode and you're good to go. In fact, they've had 8K video on their Fold since the Z Fold 4, which is kind of crazy, thinking that now they're just doing it, halfway doing it with the Pixel, and that's really only shooting 4K on your camera, on your phone, and then shipping it off to have it upscaled. So, but let me show you the main reason. Well, let me show you the Fold first. Let me show you. I was showing you guys the 9 Pro, and or the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL. But they also have, for people who want a less expensive phone, they do have the Pixel 9 right there. You can see it's going to be about $200 less starting price. And you are going to get some nice features with this phone here as well. You can see you're going to get Gemini built in with all that stuff. You're going to get some great photography because they always have great cameras inside of the Pixel phones there. And let's see, where's the tech specs here? If we go down here, you can see you're going to get a 6.3-inch screen, so it's going to be the same, basically the same display as you get with the Pixel Pro, the Pixel 9 Pro, except it's going to, I believe this one's going to have a little bit lower resolution, but I think it's about the same. It's going to have 1800 nits or 20 up to 2700 nits of peak brightness. Excuse me. HDR support. It's going to weigh about 7 ounces. But a lot of this stuff looks the same. 24-hour plus battery life, 100 hours with extreme battery saver. It's going to have about 2700 milliamps, in there, fast charging, all that good stuff. 12 gigs of RAM. This is one thing that's a little bit different on here, is that you get 12 gigs of RAM instead of 16 gigs. Oops, you kids can't see that, can you? Let me see if I can bring you in on that. My bad. So here's the Pixel 9, and there's the various specs on there. So, but this one here, one thing you'll notice that you don't have the option for the higher capacities. You're only going to get the option for 128 gigs or 256 gigs. So if you're someone that takes a lot of photos or a lot of videos, and therefore you want more storage because you want to be able to have those photos and videos on device and not have to depend on them being in the cloud somewhere, then you're going to want to make sure that you have the Pro model or the Pro XL, because those two models will give you the option to get 512 and 1 terabyte versions, versus the regular 9 only gives you 128 gigs and 256. But you're still going to get that Google Tensor G4 and the Titan M2 security co-processor there. So you're also going to get the Google VPN at no extra cost and all that good stuff there as well. So the cameras, 50 megapixel, wide angle camera there. So ultra wide is going to be a 48 megapixel ultra wide. So you're still going to get really good cameras on there. The front cameras, I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't pay attention to the front cameras. I almost never use them. The only time I ever use the front cameras is if I'm doing a video call or something. And in that case, I don't really care what the quality is. As long as the people can see me, I don't really care. That's basically what it is. So. And it looks like you have super zoom, super res zoom up to 8x. So you're not going to get much of a zoom on there. But this is the one that I'm most interested in. The one that I'll show you, the one that I was thinking about buying, and I have since decided to go elsewhere. And that is the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And look at that whopping price tag, $17.99. That is an expensive phone. Now, when you look at the Galaxy Z Fold 6, they're not much cheaper. They're about the same price. They might actually, when you look at it without some of the discounts, they're actually a little bit more expensive. But that's where it really comes into play, are the discounts. Is that when you start looking at Samsung phones, the deals that they offer are much better, and they make the overall cost to the user much lower. They're not offering quite that much here. But let's take a look at the specs right quick so we can see what you're going to get. So if we look here at the tech specs, you can see that it's only going to come in 2 colors, porcelain and obsidian. The outer display is going to be 6.3 inches, so it's going to be like the size of the Pro or the regular Pixel when the device is closed. And it's going to have up to 1800 nits or 2700 nits. So it's going to basically have like the same display as the regular Pixel. But once you open this thing up, you're going to have an 8-inch screen. That is massive. That, I think, might be the largest the largest internal screen of a folding device available in the US right now. That is a very large screen. It says it's going to have ultra thin glass, 1600 nits of brightness, up to 2700 nits peak brightness. So not as bright on the inside on the regular, but the peak brightness will be a little bit brighter there. And when you look at a lot of the stuff is pretty close. You're gonna get 24-hour plus battery life, 72 hours of battery life with extreme battery saver. So not quite to the 100 that you get with the slab phones. The battery is a little bit smaller at 4650 than you got last year, and a little bit smaller than the Pro XL. But you do get that 16 gigs of RAM. And this part right here is a little disappointing. You only get either the 256 or 512 options. You don't get a 1 terabyte option. I don't know why they did that. If you look at the Pro and the Pro XL, they give you both the 512 and the 1 terabyte option. You're not going to get that with the Fold. I don't understand why they're doing that. When you have a device this expensive, you should get the more, we should get the higher capacities. We should get the best of everything, really. So, same Google Tensor G4 and Titan M2 security coprocessor. You're going to get all the other stuff here too that you would normally get. And when you look at the cameras, the wide camera in the back is 48 megapixel. Ultra wide though, you're not going to get that high resolution ultra wide. You're only going to get a 10.5 megapixel ultra wide, and you're only going to get a 10.8 megapixel dual telephoto camera. So you're not going to get that high resolution, those high resolution images if you use the ultra wide or the telephoto. You're only going to get that with the standard lens. So that part is a little disappointing. You did get a 5x optical zoom. It was super res up to 20x. So there's that. Again, the front camera, don't really care about. That's pretty much only for Zoom calls and stuff like that. The inner camera, same thing. You do get, it looks like you do get Pro controls now, which is very nice, and there's all kinds of great features in there. So, but here's the thing. Let me jump over right quick. Let me just minimize this right quick. And this is what I want to show you guys. So, I'm looking at the Z Fold 6. This is the Samsung website over here. This is the Google Pixel website over here. Excuse me. So if I choose right now, I have already selected the 512 gig model, and you can see it's $1,919. So $1,919 right there for the 512 gig version, and that's going to be unlocked that you can use with any carrier. Now I have a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra that I plan on trading in, and I really do love this phone. It's fantastic, but I have moved on pretty much from slab phones to foldables, and I really enjoy having a folding phone with the bigger screen that I can use. But I do like this phone, and I've debated whether or not to get rid of it. And one reason why I'm not going to get the Pixel Pro 9 Fold is because look at this trade value. They're only going to offer me $480 for that phone. $480 for the trade value for that phone. Now with that, and if I add the monthly coverage so that my phone, it's basically like Apple Care, that's $15 a month for this phone. So you look at that, and it's showing if I click add to cart here, and I'm going to skip all that stuff and just go to my cart. And I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at the final cost here. Look at that. Estimated cost, $2,034. Now, after they give me my $480 worth estimated trade-in, $1,554. That is just crazy expensive for a phone. It's just they're not giving you enough trade value or other discounts. Now let's head over to Samsung right quick. Let's take a look at the Samsung side. And right now I'm looking at this already. Let me see if I can expand this out a bit here so you can see it a little bit easier. And right now This is the S20. This is the Z Fold 6, and you may notice right here. Look at these prices right here. We're showing $18.99 for the 256, $2019.99 for the 512, and $2259.99 for the 1 terabyte. But look at the prices that I'm actually going to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down here to where it shows my trade right there. Look at that. My S23 Ultra, they're going to give me $900 of trade-in value. $900. That's almost double of what Google's going to give me. $900. Not only are they giving me $900 for my trade-in, but they are doubling my storage for free. So basically what I'm getting is the 1 terabyte version of the Z Fold 6 for the price of the 512, and they're giving me basically twice the value for my trade-in. So it's just, it really becomes sort of a no-brainer at this point. When you look at all of this, and on top of that, you look at the Samsung Care, $13 a month. It's $2 cheaper every month. Now you may think $2, it's not that much, but over the course of a year, that's $24. And if you keep this phone for several years, let's just say you're one of these people that keep your phone for 4 years, 5 years, that comes out, that's almost $100 of savings that you're gonna get just on the protection plan right there. So, and if we scroll all the way down, look at this. This is what I end up having to pay. This is what I end up having to pay. Now, I do get an extra discount of about $56 because I am a veteran, and so they do have a military discount. They also have some student discounts and government discounts and other discount programs you can get through Samsung to help bring that price down a little bit lower. But look at this. One-time payment, $1,076.99. That's what I would pay if I get, and that's what I'll pay if I get the Z Fold 6. The 1 terabyte version. So I'm getting twice the storage of the Google Pixel 9 Fold, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I'm getting twice the storage, and I'm paying almost $500 less. I mean, that's just crazy. That is just crazy. So look at that. Trade-in value $900. They have this billed separately at $13, and then they have $56 discount for the military discount, instant savings of $240, brings me down to $1,076.99. Look at that. I'll actually save more than I'm paying when I get this phone. I'm actually saving more than I'm paying, and I'm getting more phone than I would be with the Google. So it's just, I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous when you look at that. Like, I really wanted this phone. I did. But look at that price. $15, $54, $14. And then when you come over and you look on the other side and you see $1,076.99. There's not enough happening on the Google Pixel side to justify that almost extra $500. I mean, we're talking about $470 something or something like that. There's just not enough happening on the Google Pixel side to justify that much more of a price. That is unfortunate and just ridiculous at the same time. And as a consequence, I'm going to be ordering the Galaxy Z Fold 6. I was really hoping to get the Google Pixel, this year, the Fold this year, because I think their phones are pretty cool. I had a Google Pixel 7 Pro a couple years ago that I ended up sending out to my brother, but I have liked their phones. I like their cameras. I just can't justify that high price. I just can't. There's not enough happening with the software that I can't get elsewhere. There's not enough happening with the hardware that justifies it. And if they just gave me the same trade value that I was getting with the Z Fold 6, I would have seriously considered it. I even would have had to take a hit in the storage I would have got. I would have to move down to a 512 instead of going to a 1 terabyte, but I could have done it because I have a number of phones. I have I have my OnePlus Open 512. I have my S23 Ultra 512. I have my iPhone 14 Pro Max 512. I have my Samsung Z Flip 5. I believe this is a 512. I have my OnePlus 12 512. I could live with a 512 gigabyte phone. But if I'm going to get an extra 512 gigabytes of storage for free, why shouldn't I take it? And let's just go ahead. Let's just do this. Let's just go back up here and change this to a 512 model and see what we'll end up paying if that's the case. So there we go. We'll change it to a 512 model. Let's come down here. We'll click through and see what we'll have to pay. $962. If I was to match it storage for storage, I'm going to be paying almost $600 less. Let's just do the exact math. Let's not monkey around here with that. Let's just do the exact math. So let's just do it. Let's see. 1554 14 subtract 962.99. Yes. If I was to get the exact same capacity phone, storage capacity phone on the Z Fold 6 versus the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I'll pay $591 less. $591 less. That is utterly ridiculous. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus in here. Let's see if we can get it in there. My screen's probably just too bright. It's just going to stay like that. You're not going to see it, but it's $591.15 less that I will pay. Now, let me just quickly go back. Let me just go back over here to the Samsung side. Let me go back and add it into the one that I actually I'll actually buy. And that's the 1 terabyte version here. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me scroll back down, and that's going to again put me at $1,076.99. So let me just go ahead and see here. So we have, let me bring my calculator back up, and let me see if I can do it on the screen for you guys. Calculator, there we go. All right, let me see. There we go. And so let's just do 1554.14 subtract 1076.99. $477.15. That's a large savings. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, to pay $477.15 more to get half the storage? Are you crazy? I mean, that is just nuts. And here's the thing. I know there are some features that are sort of, exclusive to the Pixel right now. All these phones do it. All the phones have some feature that's exclusive to just their brand. And Google does it too. But the thing with Google is eventually those features make their way to every other Android phone. And they were very specific, saying during their Made by Google keynote address that those features are going to the rest of Android. Some of them have already made their way, and the rest of them are on their way because the devices are important to them, but the software is really what matters to Google. And so I just think that for the value, I mean, the Samsung Z Fold 6 is really where it's at. I would really like to try out the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I probably would like to have one at that cover screen. I think is going to be way better for me. It's going to be that 6.3 inch. I think the cover screen is going to be way better. I think the 8-inch screen unfolded is going to be way better. But I think for the amount of money that you're spending, I can't justify spending almost $500 for a phone that software-wise is going to be similar to the Z Fold 6 and maybe a little bit better, a little bit worse in certain areas, but also only going to give me half the storage. So yeah. All right, let's see. I've been rambling on for a bit. Let's see here. It looks like we have a few people in the building here. Shout out to Kia2 Technical in the house. You know, Nice and Nasty says crazy price. It really is. It really is. Let's see here. We have Evil Wish says, hi, Larry. Glad you're doing better. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, I, excuse me, I'm recovering from COVID. I got sick, I guess, about 2 weeks ago, and been fighting it off. I have asthma, so anytime I get sick, if something affects my lungs, it hits me really hard. So yeah. So big ups to Evil Wish. Thank you I appreciate that. We have Big Tim Windsor in the house. Says, up, brother Larry, and everyone in the chat. Shout out to you. Let's see. Paul Auger said, if I got your name right, says, traded in my Pixel Pro 7 and bought the Pixel Fold. Got $540 for a phone. I paid $600 and get a $350 Google gift card. Not too bad for me. Now, yes, that is fantastic if you got that. When I bought, and that's the thing that's a little disappointing about these trade values right now. When I bought my Pixel 7 Pro, I traded in my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and I was able to get the Pixel 7 Pro basically free. I only paid a small amount of money because I went ahead and I would have got the phone free if I got the 256 gig model, but I wanted the upgrade to the 512 model, so I ended up paying, I think, like $50 or something to get the upgraded model. So, and they also gave me, I think it was $100 gift card, which I ended up using. They gave me a $100 gift card, and they gave me like a $100 Play Store credit or something like that. So that was nice. I think they do offer again. I think they're offering this year like I think there's like a $300 or $350 Google credit if there's something else in the store you want to buy. So if you planned on buying, say, like let's just go look at it. Let's see if we can go look at it right quick. So they do have some pre-order deals. Let's see with the pre-order. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the pre-order deals again. Hold on a second. I'll bring you guys in here in just a moment and see if I can let's see if I can get you guys in. And so let's see. Shop all offers. Let's click that. Pre-order deals. So it looks like it looks like you can get a $200 credit, Google Store credit when you buy the Pixel 9 Pro or the XL, $100 credit if you get the 9, and then it looks like you get a $350 Google Store credit when you buy the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So if there are other things that you want to buy, let's say you want to buy a watch or a tracker or some earbuds. Let's say you want to get the Pixel Watch, it says get up to $350 back, and I'm not even sure how much the price is on this thing. Let's see. So it looks like if you bought the 41 millimeter one, it would be $349. If you got the 45, the larger one, it would be $399. So if you wanted to buy a watch, you could technically get the watch for free if you bought the Z Fold. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold. You could get that. You basically could get it for free. Also, you can get, if you were to plan on getting, say, some earbuds or something. Let's say you want the earbuds. Those things are like, let's see, $229. So you could get those basically for free and still have some money left over. So there is, there are some options there that could make it a little bit more attractive to buy that phone. But the amount of money you have to come out of pocket right up front, and that's the other thing too, the way they do their trade-ins, a lot of people don't like it because you have to pay the entire amount up front. And then you send your device in that you're trading in, and then they refund it back. And some people are like, I don't want to come out of pocket $2,000. And so it's easier for some people to get a Samsung phone because Samsung basically just says, look, if your phone is worth $900, we're deducting that price off the front. We're only going to charge you $900. And then if you don't send your phone in, or your phone's not in the condition for which you say it is, then we're going to charge you, we'll charge the rest of the money to your credit card. So, yeah, it's, it's a different approach. Some people don't care. Some people just slap that credit card down and pay it, and they're done with it. Other people, it matters. They can't afford to drop $2,000 up front. Maybe they can afford to drop $1,500, or maybe they can get like the full $700 or $750, whatever it is, and they can afford to pay, $1,300 or $1,200 or whatever, but they can't afford to pay all that full $2,000 or $1,700, $1,800, $1,900 up front. So I don't know. I think the way that Samsung does it works probably a bit easier for the majority of people. I still just have a real issue, with the fact that I would have to pay almost $500 more to get half the storage. That to me is just absolutely bananas. That is just bananas. Even if I added in the $350 gift card from Google, I'm still paying over $100 and something more to get the Pixel 9 Pro Fold than I would for the Z Fold 6. I would still pay almost like $120 something more and still get half the storage. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll be honest with you. I love my my OnePlus Open. I love my OnePlus Open. There is one issue that I have with this phone that has really prevented me from fully enjoying it and using it all the time for video stuff as well, and that is the Pro mode on the camera does not shoot 16:9 video. It only shoots 21:9. And that for me is a major problem. So I can't shoot like I am right here and then go shoot some B-roll and to easily lay that B-roll over my A-roll. I can't do that because the footage that comes off the Pro camera mode on here is it's too narrow. It's too short. And so I would then have to go and crop that image, which means every time I shoot in that mode, I have to think to myself, shoot a little bit wider so that when you punch in, so that you can actually get it to a 16:9 aspect ratio, that you're not cutting off the subject that you're filming. So I don't want to have to do that. That's it's a compromise I'm not willing to make right now, and that's one of the reasons why I'm choosing to go back to the Samsung, Galaxy Z Fold 6. So, anyways, there you go, guys. Ladies and men and everybody else, shout out to Big Tim Windsor in the building saying smack those thumbs up. Please do. Yeah, let's see. Evil Wish says, I have a Google Pixel 5. I got it when the pandemic started. Yeah, those are nice phones. That's one thing about a lot of these smartphones nowadays. You can get a phone and keep it for years and years and years. I mean, if I was not making videos about these phones, I'm not sure I would upgrade every year. I might want to, but when I look at the price, I probably wouldn't. Like last year, I didn't get the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I stayed with my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And I kept saying, oh man, as soon as they go to USB-C, I'm upgrading right away. And I wanted to for that reason. But everything else about that phone did not say upgrade. It just said it's more of the same, and I didn't want to spend that extra money. Instead, I bought a new camera. So, yeah, that's kind of where I was. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do plan on getting the iPhone 16 Pro Max this year. I do plan on getting one of those phones. They should come out next month, and I do plan on getting one. But I'm gonna skip the Galaxy. The Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, unless Google sends me one. If Google sends me one, I'm going to use that thing. I'm going to review it, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to stick it in my pocket, and I'm going to be a Pixel guy for a while. But with the prices they are now, and this used to be the thing, right? I used to make much more money on YouTube here. And when I was making more money on YouTube, it was a lot easier to justify paying those extra prices, the higher prices for some of these products. Like I would say, okay, I want to get in on this and review it and talk about some of the cases and the features and make tutorial videos. all this stuff. And I could do that because I was making enough money to actually make those products pay for themselves. That's not really the case. I'm not making money off this channel anymore, really. So I'm just sort of doing it to try and help you guys out. I'm trying to do it to stay busy. I'm doing it trying to grow it so I can get back to the point where I'm making a bunch of money. But until then, I can't really afford to put out that kind of money on phones, not, you know, knowing that likely I'm not going to get the money back, that those videos that I make are not going to earn that money back. So yeah, let's see. Paul says, yeah, it's a lot of money up front. Samsung handles trades better for sure. They do. They handle trades better, and they offer people more money. You know, if you, they seem to want you to be loyal to Samsung. They're loyal to you if you buy Samsung products, and they want you to remain loyal to them by offering you better trade-in values. If you look at the trade-in for the Google Pixel, let's just go back over here to the phones, and let's just take, let me bring you guys in right quick. And let me just show you, if we go over to the Fold here, and we look at, and we hit the pre-order button right there, and we scroll down, let's see, let's pick the Obsidian. We'll go with the 512, because that's the one I would get. We'll go unlocked. Look at this, the most you can get is 760 back. That's the most. And that's if you go to Google, you pick the Pixel Fold, storage size, 512, yes it works. Look at that, 760. That's the most you can get is 760. That's it. But if we come over here and we go to the Samsung side and we go and look at the trade values, if we trade this up, let's just go ahead and look at let's switch this up, and we'll see. Let's hit edit so we can get this. Let's see here. We might have to hit refresh on this or something. Let's see here. Let's see if we can. So let's see. I want to go ahead and trade in. So yes, I'm going to hit yes, trade in. And come on, Samsung. Oh, mobile phone. Yep, there we go. Okay. Yes, device is in good condition. And I'm going to change this up. So look at this. Look at this. If you have last year's Google Pixel Fold, they're only going to give you $760 for it. If you have last year's Samsung Z Fold 5, they're going to give you $1,200. $1,200. And if you have an S24 Ultra, they're going to give you $1,000. If you have a Z Fold 4, which is like 2 years old, they're going to give you $1,000. I mean, that's crazy. If you have a Z Fold 3, that's like 3 years, they're going to give you $900. I mean, look at the prices that they give you guys on here. I mean, that's just really kind of bananas. I mean, a Z Flip 5, this little doohickey right here. I got this phone. It was like with the trade-in, I think I paid $35 for this phone. They're going to give me $700 for it. $700. So that's what I'm saying. They're just the amount that they give you. Like right here, S21 Ultra 5G, $600. I saw a deal yesterday on Slick Deals that said you can go and buy a S21 Ultra 5G for $300. It was used, but who cares? Because you're not gonna use it. You're gonna pay $300 for it. You're gonna turn around and trade it in for $600. I mean, that's the thing. It's like they just offer much better deals. Even if you come over here, let's just see. Let's go ahead and let's change it up. Let's see if we can change the brand up. Let's change from Samsung. Let's go to Google. And let's see, Z Fold, look at that. They even give you more for their own phone. Google's only gonna give you $760 for the Pixel Fold. They're gonna give you $800. Google, I mean, that's crazy. Samsung's gonna give you more for a Pixel Fold than Google will give you for it. I mean, it's almost as if they're saying, screw you if you buy our phones. We are not going to be loyal to you, and we're not going to give you any better pricing. That's just basically what it says. Because look at that. I mean, $800. That's more than what that Google's going to give you. And let's just, like, if you have an iPhone or something, let's see. If you have an iPhone, look at that. $1,000 for the 15 Pro Max, $900 for the 14 Pro Max. Now, I can tell you this. $900 for a 14 Pro Max is a fantastic deal, because if you go to Apple and you go to trade in your iPhone 14 Pro Max at Apple, they only offer you like $635 or something like that. They're giving you far more. They're really saying, we believe so much in our products. They're saying, we believe so much in our products and we believe so much in our phones, and that you will enjoy the Samsung experience, that we will give you more than what your phone is probably actually worth, or more, basically, we'll give you what your phone's worth if you were to sell it on the open market. Because if I took one of these phones and I sold it out on Craigslist or Facebook or you know, one of the other, you know, OfferUp or something, those are the prices I would likely get. So it's like Samsung is saying, we're going to give you true market value for your phones, because we believe if you put a Samsung phone in your hand, you're going to want to stay with Samsung. And I can tell you right now that I have a bunch of different phones, and the phone that I'm going back to is a Samsung phone. Now, I did want to try the Google Fold, the Pixel Fold, because I've never had a Pixel Fold, and I wanted to try it out and see how it was. But I've had a Z Fold, and I know that I like that phone. I know that I like it. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is that cover screen, but I can tell you right now, I rarely use the cover screen on my folds. I just rarely. I've had a Z Fold. I've had a Z Fold 3, a Z Fold 4, and a OnePlus Open. I probably use this cover screen on the OnePlus Open more than I have on the others, because it is a little bit wider and a better form factor, but I rarely use it. I almost always use the internal screen. So there you go. All right. All right. Well, that's my ranting. That's my rumbling. So let's see. It says, Tim Withers says, yeah, I'm still rocking the S23 FE. Works incredibly, incredible. Minutes problem, but so why upgrade? Yeah, I mean, why? Why upgrade? If it's working well for you, why upgrade? For a lot of people, it doesn't make any sense to upgrade. You know, I mean, I think some things make sense if you want better cameras or if you want a different form factor. But for a lot of people, they just need a good phone that takes decent pictures. So, yeah. What up, Big Carl? I see you, Fred. Hey, boy. Paul says, what does Samsung give for the old Fold? I think I answered that. But, yeah, if you have an old Fold, Samsung is going to give you, let's see, we'll go ahead and go back through that again. Samsung is going to give you, for a Z Fold 5, $1,200 for a Z Fold 5. For a Z Fold 4, they're going to give you $1,000. If you have a Z Fold 3, they're going to give you $900. I mean, that is just kind of insane. I don't even know if what the other, a Z Fold 2, how old is that phone? A Z Fold 2, what is that phone, like 4 or 5 years old? I mean, those phones are crazy. That's $600. $600 they're offering there. That's, I mean, yeah. That's just, I don't know, let's see, do they even have the original Fold? Yeah, so you have the original Galaxy Z Fold, that's $300. So, I mean, to be honest with you, if you have a phone like this, if you have like a regular Z Flip or a Z Fold, you shouldn't even trade it in. Because apparently they offer you, there's a deal right now where if you don't have a trade-in at, oops, hold on a second, I'm sorry, you guys couldn't even see any of that. I was just up here talking. So let me just show you again right quick. These are the different prices there. So the Z Fold is going to be $1,200. Let me move this little box out. The Z Fold 5 is going to be $1,200. The Z Fold 4 is $1,000. The Z Fold 3 is $900 trade-in. The Z Fold 2 is $600 trade-in. And the original Z Fold is, where is that at? Down here. That's going to be $300. So now, I have said, this is the thing, is that you can see all this down here where it says 300, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300. It's like right now they have a deal, I believe, where if you don't have a trade-in, they just give you $300 of, they just give you a $300 discount. So, I mean, if you have a phone that's only going to be worth $300 of trade, there's no need to trade it in. You're going to get the same value. You're basically just giving up your phone for free. You might as well just do the regular deal, the other deal where they're going to give you $300 and keep the phone. Maybe use it as some other type of device, or maybe you trade it in later. So there you go. So anyhow, I don't want people to. He says, what do they give you for the Pixel Fold? Yeah, the Pixel Fold one, that's one where they're like, for the Samsung, for the Pixel Fold is giving you $800. They're giving you $800 for the Pixel Fold. So, let's see. Big Ben says you could always donate your old devices to the Blind Aussie Guy Foundation. Oh, no. He's talking about himself, though. Let's see. It says Samsung is killing with the trade-ins. Says I wanted a Pixel though. I feel you, man. I wanted a Pixel too. I just can't justify almost $500 more. I just can't do it. Promo Carl says, but are they comparable phones? Is Samsung still using the price as a determining factor? They are comparable phones, and in fact, I think in some ways the Google Pixel is not as good as the Z Fold 6. And one of them is that they say it can shoot 8K video with the cameras, but really it only shoots 4K video, and then you have to send that video off to the cloud where it gets upscaled and then sent back down to you. It gets AI upscaled to 8K. I don't know how long that process takes, and I don't know what limitations they have on there, like how long the video clips can be, how many, how many clips or how much, video time you can use, in a month or a week or over a day, whatever the case. I don't know if there's any limitations on that or not, but you still are shooting 4K video and then they're doing AI upscaling. Whereas with the Z Fold 6, they shoot 8K video on device. So you don't have to send it out anywhere to get upscaled. It's 8K on your device. So that's already really nice. Also, with the Z Fold 6, you can get up to 1 terabyte of storage. With the Google Pixel Fold, the 9 Pro Fold, you're only going to get to 512, except you're actually going to pay a little bit more, or a lot of bit more, for the 512 gig model versus the 1 terabyte model of the Samsung. So, are they comparable? Sure, in some ways. They both have AI. They both have AI features that are unique to each other, except that Google has their Gemini, which is, and Google is the operating system. Android is from Google, so they are trying to get all those AI features down to every Android device. So all the stuff that may be exclusive now is eventually going to go to the Z Fold 6 and all the other Android devices as well. Whereas as software that is exclusive to Samsung is not going the other direction. The stuff that's on the Samsung, Z Fold or whatever, the S24 Ultras or whatever Samsung device you have, those are not going to go to the Google Pixels, the Pros or the XLs or the Folds. They're not going to go to the OnePlus models. They're going to stay with Samsung phones. So Samsung's going to get all their exclusive stuff, and they're going to end up getting all the Google stuff as well. So, I mean, you guys have to decide for yourself. I think I really like the Pixel. And I wish it was the same price, because even though it would be half the storage, I would be willing to try it out, But I'm not going to pay almost $500 more to get half the storage. Not going to happen. That's a whole other phone. That is a whole other phone. So, there you go. All right, y'all, that's it. I'm out. I'm going to go get something to eat, but I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on, excuse me, still getting over this COVID cough. I want to give you my thoughts on the two phones and why I'm gonna end up choosing the Z Fold 6 over the Google Pixel, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Part of me is like, I wish I would have maybe have gotten the Z Fold 6 right at launch, because they had an extra $200 or something I could have gotten. But they did actually up the trade-in value, because I think I'm coming about even anyways. I think when I first looked, I think this phone was about $700 of trade-in value, or $700 or $800, I don't remember. But they have since upped it to $900. So I'm getting about the same amount of value anyways. It's just coming in a different way. It's coming from a different plate basically, or a different little pocket that they're offering of discounts. It's all coming in to make the price about the same. So there you go. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. It's been real. Thank you so much for coming through and for joining me. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're watching this after the fact, please subscribe. And let's see here. Promo Carl says, feels like Samsung is fighting for market share against the other Android companies by taking loss and giving up the perceived added value. I'm not sure that they are, because as far as I know, Samsung is the largest or sells the most Android phones, I know, in the US and I think around the world. So I don't think they're worried about it. I think what they're able to do is simply say, we'll give you more so that you can put one of our phones in your pocket, because we believe once you have one of our phones in your pocket, that you're not going to want to give it up. And I will say, I bought my first Samsung phone, was like a Galaxy S5 or something, and then I didn't have a Samsung phone for a while, and then I bought I think it was like a S10 something. I bought it off like Craigslist for like $200-300 from some guy. And then when they had I think it was the Note 9 or something that came out, I went in to go see about getting that phone, and they said, oh, this phone's $1,000 and we're gonna give you $900 of trade-in value for your current phone. I didn't even think twice. I said, take it, give me the phone. And every time every year since then, they have given ridiculous trade-in values, and I have continued to buy Samsung phones, except for last year. I didn't trade in and buy the Z Fold 6. Well, actually I did buy it, because last year I bought the Z Flip 6 because they had ridiculous trade-in values. But I didn't buy the Z Fold 6 and I didn't buy the S24 Ultra. But last year I was holding back on my phone purchasing a bit. But I did get the OnePlus Open, and I was very happy about that. So yeah. So, all right. Big Carl says, be well, Larry. Your channel helped me a lot. My tech decision making. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to Paul for the $2 super chat. Have a good one. First of all, Paul, thank you so much. And everybody who super chats gets one of these.
You smart. You very smart. We the best. You a genius.
Super cool, bro.
Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate the super chat. All right, you guys. I'm up out of here. I'm gonna go get something to eat, and hopefully you'll see me soon with a Z Fold 6, and I will do some reviews and some tutorials, and hopefully get some cases that I can talk about. So. You know, I'm going to be changing up what I do on my channel a little bit. I love cameras and I love lenses, but I love small cameras. I realize I just really love small cameras. I love action cameras. I love stuff like the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I love, you know, smaller cameras, like smaller mirrorless cameras like the Sony A7CR and the A6700. I don't like the big monster cameras. So I'm going to probably, when I do some of my reviews with stuff, I love smartphones really, because I love cameras on smartphones. I'm going to focus my channel more on the things that I'm most interested in instead of the things that brands want to send me. I've taken a lot of products just so I had stuff to review, and now I'm only going to take stuff that I'm really interested in. And if I don't have stuff offered to me that I'm interested in, then I'm just going to review the stuff that I already have and make videos about stuff that I already have. So there you go. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. It's been real. Thank you so much. And until next time, I'm Larry with Today I Feel Like. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.